everyone, I'm checking in from Dongdaemun Design Plaza or DDP. It's the building that looks like a spaceship. So on my channel, I talk a lot about the Dongdaemun Wholesale Market, and I've had some questions about what this market is. Today, I thought I'd take the time to tell you all about it. The official name of the market is Dongdaemun Fashion Wholesale Market, and it's home to tens of thousands of individual wholesale vendors. It's where online shops like Yesstyle or Stylenanda source their merchandise. The market is also called the Phantom Market because it opens at night, usually between 8 p.m. to midnight. It operates in the middle of the night when everyone else is sleeping and then closes at 5 in the morning to noon. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the history of the market because it's quite interesting. The history of the market actually dates way back to the 1800s and even earlier to the Joseon dynasty, but it took the form that we know today in the 1950s. So after the Korean War, Korea was really poor, and we had these war refugees living along the Dongdaemun Street. They were living in these slum houses. They were street vendors selling vegetables to garments and all sorts of things. And these people also manufactured and sold cheap garments in tiny, terrible looking homes along the riverside. These homes were called hakobangs, which had a few sewing machines. So each of these homes almost acted like both a market and a factory. Initially, these houses started from dyeing and manufacturing American Army uniforms, and then they eventually expanded to everything related to garments. So the government, to improve the economy, made these initiatives and policies to help the garment industry. They thought that textile and garment manufacturing could be a significant export strategy for Korea. And of course, all success stories somehow involve a fire. Because these small homes were so dilapidated and prone to hazard, all these fires started breaking out, hurting all the people and their work inside the homes. So there was another initiative to build a single large building that would house all these individual vendors and manufacturers. Fast forward 70 years, and we arrive at the market we know today. So actually behind me is the Pyeonghwa Market. The literal meaning of Pyeonghwa Market is peace market. It signifies the people's wish for peace because it was after the war. So let me tell you a little bit about how the market works. This is a very simplified version. First of all, each vendor has an in-house designer, or they hire freelance designers to come up with new designs for the season. Usually they'll have 2 or 3 new designs every week, so it moves very fast-paced. And after the designs are out, they'll go to the textile market and source fabrics for the designs. The textile market is actually also in Dongdaemun, so you can see why Dongdaemun is such a fashion hub. Actually, it's that right across the Pyeonghwa Market over there. That's where the fabric market is. So the vendors will then send the fabrics and their designs to sewing factories. So it was super easy for people to just create designs, go to the textile market, source the fabric, and then come back here to the 2nd or 3rd floors to the Pyeonghwa Market and start manufacturing. They'll bring it to the Dongdaemun Market to sell it for wholesale. Merchandisers of online stores, offline stores, brands, they visit the market, they choose whatever product they want to sell, and then they purchase it. They then go take it back to their stores, photograph the clothes, rebrand them, and sell it in their stores. You might wonder whether it's hard at all to manually visit every single store yourself in the middle of the night, if you have to reorder stock, or if you want to go look at new merchandise. I mean, you can't stay awake 24/7, right? And so that's why we have something called delivery uncles, and delivery uncles are the ones who facilitate this whole process. So for example, maybe at around 8 p.m. you can message your delivery uncle and ask, hey, can you stop by 2 vendors at the Oat, 4 vendors at APM Lux, and then bring those back to my store by 10 in the morning tomorrow. And then the delivery uncles almost act like your avatar. So they'll go back and forth from the vendors to your store and then do all of that stuff for you. And this is how you purchase. 1, the typical minimum order quantity is 2, so you have to get 2 pieces per design. You can mix size and color. 2, you have to pay in cash or wire the money. Most stores don't take credit cards. 3, the designs change really fast, so as soon as you purchase something, I suggest you shoot it and upload it to your site for selling. Otherwise, they might stop the production. And then things get complicated. located. Let me give you a quick guide around the market. I like to think of Dongdaemun as having 4 clusters. So the first is actually the retail section. Wow! This is the retail section of the market. This is where there's Dootop, we're having Shake Shack, and then Miliore, Multi-Fit In, and all of that. No matter what any store owner tells you, this is not the wholesale market. Second cluster is the higher quality, higher price section. APM Place is the most representative. I find it to be the most on top of fashion trends within the market. Trends tend to start out in this building. And the wholesale prices here will start from maybe 40 and can range up to 150 and even more. 39 and then 49. 단가 어떻게 나왔어요? And these are some designs that I saw this weekend while going through APM Place. One thing you should note is that people in the market take their work really seriously. So they consider it very disrespectful to have tourists or just individual shoppers come in for shopping and not for business purposes. So if you are going just to take a look around, it's always good to somehow portray yourself as a business person. From APM Place, you can take a free shuttle right outside, which will take you to other high-quality buildings. Yeah, they do it because they have another building called APM Lux in APM. Okay. Yeah, so you can just get on it. 안녕하세요. About 90 seconds later, you will arrive at APM Lux, another higher quality and higher price building. I'm not going to go into too much detail from now, but it's another building that I really love because of the unique styles. Those are the vendors that are just on this floor, and I think APM Lux has like 7 floors. One of my favorite vendors called Boutique. I really loved that skirt. A lot of pastels because it's spring. I also love that blouse and that dress. 이거 원피스는 단가 없어요. And then there's APM, which has women's and men's clothes. Somewhere you really want to stop by is New, which is the biggest accessory wholesaler in the market. It has 3 floors, and look at all those earrings. You can just pick whatever you like. You have to get 5 by mixing different designs. I've taken a lot of friends to the wholesale market, and New, this building, is oftentimes everyone's favorite. A lot of hair clips, different colors, different material, shapes. All those scrunchies that utilize various fabrics. Is called New Zone, and it's right across DDP Fashion Mall. From the basement and above, they have women's clothing, men's clothing, accessories, and shoes. The clothes are pretty affordably priced, but what's nice is that on the 5th floor, they have a floor full of handmade shoes. And these handmade shoes are usually priced $80 or above in wholesale price. And what's great is that you can customize the heel height, color, or the material of the shoes. And within a week, they will manufacture it to your order. Yeah, I'm here during the daytime because if you come here during the night, it's impossible to film, and then people might get angry if you're like shooting videos while they're carrying all these big luggage. So the third cluster that I see in the market is the mid-price and mid-quality tier. And the 2 notable buildings are Diode and CPH, or Chongpyeonghwa. And this is Diode. I think this can be a favorite of so many people, especially the girls who are in their teens to their 20s. It's most aligned with a Yesstyle style, actually. It's the most on trend for younger people. You have to visit this building as long as you're not claustrophobic, because it can get very stuffy and narrow in there. The wholesale prices aren't bad. They range from maybe $9 to about $40. It's pretty alright, and I usually don't have any problem with quality in this building, but vendors at buildings like APM Place or APM Lux, like I said earlier, do have higher quality because they use better fabrics, more expensive manufacturers. Yeah. And literally like 10 steps from Biot is Cheongpyeonghwa, or CPH building, which isn't everyone's favorite because the styles are a little bit older, but I love it because you see a lot of classic timeless designs at really affordable prices. So unless you're looking to purchase exclusively for younger teenagers, I really recommend that you give it a visit. So if you look here, you see so many wheelbarrows. And this is actually what the delivery uncles use to carry all the heavy clothes to and from all the different shops. So for example, they'll go from the 4th floor down to the 3rd floor, 2nd floor, down maybe to the basement, and then they'll bring it out here. And from here, they'll ship it to different parts of Korea, maybe Busan, Daegu. So something that always surprises me about this market is how they keep all of their precious inventory outside like this. And maybe it's because they don't have enough space inside, or because there's so much trust between people working at the market, but this is how they keep their stock. So DWP is also a good one, and it's easy to get to from Biot. And the prices here are pretty low. Quality might not be as high, but you get a pretty interesting selection of clothes in DWP. And it also happens to be one of my favorite buildings because on the 8th floor you have a cafe, a really nice coffee shop. You can have a very nice burger, some good meals in the middle of the night on the 8th floor. And the second reason is this is the cleanest bathroom you will find in the market. I promise you. So if you're ever here and you're hungry or you gotta go to the bathroom, make a stop by at DWP. Techno is also good if you're looking for lower priced clothes. A lot of vendors here actually import from China or other countries to resell here, but you do have quite a few who manufacture in Korea. And you'll find prices are pretty low in the techno building, so it's good to mix and match with merchandise you get from Biot or maybe Cheongpyeonghwa. What's going on here? I've never been here during the day.